But then once I've started, my brain can't stop until I found everything. So when it is kind of a moment when we switch collections, which is kind of why I've enjoyed Lorcana, is because it doesn't stop.
Hey everyone, this is Aladdin's Castle, and welcome to the second episode of Lorcana Collectors, where I go around and share some of the coolest collections from the Lorcana community. Today I'm joined with Cody Breber, whom, if I had to describe him in one phrase, hardcore completionist is an understatement.
Yeah, I'm Cody. My name is Cody Breber. I've been collecting since I've been little. I live in Des Plaines, Illinois now, originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And yeah, I collect everything from old video games to movies to Lorcana to McDonald's toys to Jabba the Hutt.
So Cody, when did you start collecting, and what was the first thing that you started collecting?
So I've been collecting a long time, so I can't actually answer the question of when I started collecting. It really was when I was really young. I remember getting an apartment and making them leave the shelf in the house. I had to be 6 years old to display my McDonald's toys.
Wow.
Yeah, McDonald's toys. And then I did a ton of video games when I was younger. My whole family and my dad's side was very, very much into video games. So I would go to the Goodwill and I would get a lot of retro games that are now pretty rare and sought after for $1.99, even cheaper. Some of them, I think Nintendo 64 games back then were 99 cents. So for me, I love collecting. I love completing a collection, but it actually becomes kind of sad because the way my brain works is it becomes a one-track mind. From the moment that I start a collection till the finish, which is why I think I like Lorcana so much, right? Tons of different sets every few months, and makes it enjoyable to complete the set. I do wish there was probably an additional month in between the sets. That would help me out tremendously. But I love finding things in the wild for our collection. So even if it's like something that's almost complete, sometimes I'll leave a few here off or few off and won't necessarily complete them like online or anything. I'm looking for them in person. Unless it's something that I really want or think that it'll be limited.
So Cody, what is it about collecting that you enjoy so much? Is it like the thrill of the chase? Is it because you're like a completionist, or is it just like this competitive drive that you have to finish everything?
So really it's a little bit of everything, right? Being a collector for me is, I, believe it or not, hate finishing a collection. Hate it. Because then it's over for me. It's done.
We are screwed.
So I love going to Wolf's. I love going to Thrift. I love Facebook Marketplace. I love looking for the stuff. But then once I've started, my brain can't stop until I found everything. Okay. So when it is kind of a moment when we switch collections, which is kind of why I've enjoyed Lorcana, is because it doesn't stop, right? Right. Even though sometimes I wish it would slow down. But keeping it going is like when you're going there, and that's why once in a while, like I won't just, if it's something crazy, like small, I won't just go to eBay and find it. I'll try and find it in the wild, right? And there are some things that my brain just can't let go. So then it gets finished. Okay. But I love the thrill of finding the stuff. And then it is sad, right, when we finish that collection, because then how my checklist works is it's moved to the next, or whatever is giving me the dopamine at that point. So I collect a ton of different things. I do amiibos, I do Jabba the Hutt and Slave Leia, different items from that, full-size arcades, video games, steelbooks, and different PS5, PS4, Xbox controllers.
So before we jump into your Lorcana collection, are there other things that you enjoy collecting? Yeah,
so I love collecting movies, video games, full-size arcades, arcade one-ups and real size. Huge fan of Jabba the Hutt and Slave Leia right now. And then just miscellaneous sports stuff from Miami Dolphins and from the Lakers. So for me, I prefer to always find it at a flea market or locally. That's what I try to do. Sometimes my brain gets ahead of it and it needs to be complete right then and there. And then you'll see me do like a mass order or whatever that is. I prefer to find it in person. Unfortunately, my brain can't always wait for that. So it really goes from 0 to 100 really fast.
So Cody, how do you source your collection? Is it through like garage sales or is it like online?
So every Sunday we go to Wolf's Flea Market. That's every Sunday. And then during the summer months or warmer months, we do the rummage sales. But I like to buy in big lots. Okay. So I buy, if I can offer for the whole table, I will. Because then I'll sell what I don't need and keep what I do need.
Pretty much that's how you keep up with your collection.
Yeah, for everything. Movies, Vinyl Nations, everything. I try and buy it in big lots because it makes the price cheaper.
Right.
And then I'll sell what I just don't need or trade what I don't need.
So bringing it back to 2023, Gen Con, the release of Disney Lorcana, did you guys have any plans on playing the game or even collecting the cards, or was this one of those go with the flow type of ordeals?
So I pre-ordered the day it could become pre-orderable, at least at the shop that I was pre-ordering. Really funny story. We just wanted to look for something new to collect, and there Disney Lorcana was, and it was awesome because I like Disney, the family likes Disney, I like the collectability of the Disney. I hadn't played a card game since like Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day, so before Synchros, like Toys R Us type stuff, like that, and was literally calling around looking for mats, because that was one of the things I wasn't able to get. Thayer had a mat, and that's how I met Thayer, and that's how I met you guys, and that whole story just circulated from that. And I wasn't planning on playing the game until we walked into PCG.
Okay. Perfect Circle Games, shout out.
Perfect Circle Games.
So do you guys have any like crazy stories that you have, like collecting Lorcana from like back in the day?
Yeah, so after we got addicted to Lorcana, we knew once we kind of started it that we were going to do one foil, one non-foil. So we were going everywhere to find packs, because even on like TCG Player, prices were through the roof because you just couldn't get inventory.
Right.
We walked into Walmart and they had a fresh restock, and apparently it stayed, and we probably shouldn't have, but we grabbed it all, we opened it all, and we got some really good finds, which led into us eventually looking for 6 of each card, 4 for the 4 to play,
Okay.
1 foil for the binder, 1 non-foil for the binder. So it kind of all originated from being able to go around. We went to Walmarts, we went to card stores. I mean, there was a point where I felt like when I was young, my parents used to collect Beanie Babies. If we were calling for that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
it's kind of that same story. I was calling. I think I called before I met Thayer. I was calling like 100 card shops,
Right.
once a week. Like, just, hey, you guys got product, and no one had product. We walked into Walmart after getting our original pre-order, and we hit gold. We got packs.
Wow, yeah.
And opened packs, and I think we even got an enchanted that day. So
Yeah, it really reminded me of like Black Friday from back in the day, where those people were out like early and trying to find the rare items, but luckily we pulled through.
True collectors and true people who really want to get it done will always pull through. It just takes time.
Right. So Cody, how do you organize your Lorcana cards?
So organization to me is the key, because I have spreadsheets. In my brain, it's got to make sense. So for us, we have our mats. These are probably some of the more rare enchanteds that I like to display. And then we get a trove for every set, sometimes a little bit more than one trove, but definitely one trove per set. And we have a card displayed from every set that we've pulled. Wow. On top of, we've obviously bought in quite a bit of enchanteds or traded for a few, but these are all pulled enchanteds. And then you move down. This is a little bit more of the more enchanteds, some sealed collections. So we have 2 of the D23. We've got the Disney 100, and then we get down to where the bulk of it is, right? And you've got those sets 1 through 6. It's been a long journey for Lorcana. Sets 1 through 6. So in here, I won't use Azurite C because I'm still waiting on some from TCG Player, but from like Shimmering Skies.
They're all organized by like number order?
Everything's number order. So everything is, there's one non-foil of everything. And then...
Do you use the Lorcana app to kind of help you organize like the numbers? Or?
No, so I do my own spreadsheet.
Got it.
Because for me, I have to be able to use it and click it off quick. And then when I have my iPad, it's easy for me just to click. So then we do 4 of each promo. I'm missing one Chica, which I think is actually in the deck. And then one of every foil card as well.
Okay.
And that goes for every set, right? So that's 1 through 6. We're still missing some from TCG, just hasn't shipped them yet. Or they're pending trades. And then in here, each one has a bulk box with a sticker. And in that bulk box is 4 of each playable card. So in each one, if I do here, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 of each card.
Okay.
And then it makes it easy for us to grab decks.
Yeah, make your play sets of decks and everything.
Yep. There was a time where we kind of thought about doing it all foiled for the play sets, and it just became a lot. Right. So we just do 4 of every card, and then call it a day. And then down here, we've got miscellaneous decks, some empty deck boxes, and then we've got one of every starter deck.
Oh, nice.
In different colored sleeves. So what we do at the end of the set is when we start to get, I don't want to say bored, but definitely get that bored of that current meta or whatever is played, we'll roll dice. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay.
And then if we're rolling a 20-sided dice, sometimes like 14 will be opponent's choice, 15 will be your choice, whatever that is. And then you just play with that deck. So sometimes you'll be playing with like a set 1 starter deck as opposed to a set 6. Sometimes it'll be set 6 for set 6.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that like best of 3 style.
Just to kind of spice it up.
Yeah, just to have some fun with the starter decks. And we get a different color sleeve for each deck. So then it becomes really easy to separate, easy to sort, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And then we got the pins up here. So it's a complete set of pins except for this current set. Some of the stories that I talk about, right, are like how we display things. That's also like part of the collecting. I know it's always like, oh, the stuff's there, cool, but it's also how you display it.
Right.
So I had been looking for a way that I could display pins for other things, for like my Disney pins and for my Figment pins and stuff like that. And I came across these things, and these things were phenomenal off Amazon. I think it was like a set of 8 for like $6. And they just have a backing, you stick them on, and they just pop right in and out.
Nice.
And
do you have a favorite Lorcana item in your collection?
Oh, okay. So favorite Lorcana item is probably Peter Pan. Me and Cheyenne were literally having a conversation about this, and I said I should buy a bunch of boxes because I know there's a Peter Pan in there, right? Came home, I bought a box, just one box, and me and Cheyenne were sitting on the bed, and I was opening packs. Normally we do it a little bit more formally. We'll do it at the kitchen table. I don't know why we were doing it in the bedroom. But we were doing the bedroom opening packs, and all of a sudden we pulled a Peter Pan. And it went wild. Because it was literally like what I said I was going to pull. I was like, I know I'm going to get the Peter Pan. I know I'm going to get the Peter Pan. I know I'm going to get the Peter Pan. And she was like...
Is that the one with like the errata or something?
That one isn't, but... well, yeah. This one isn't? Yes. Yes, this one is.
Yeah.
This one is. Yeah.
That's cool.
So for me, everything has documentation. Everything. I track, I use 3 different apps for tracking. I use Google Sheets, Google Drive, and then I collect. I do that because for me, it keeps it organized. That way I'm not double buying, triple buying. And it does happen more than you would think it would. So for me, it has to be organized. It has to be in my spreadsheet. It doesn't get put away or get put on the shelf until it's in the spreadsheet, in the thing, listed, documented, and completed off. In fact, I have a whole shelf in my office, in the closet, waiting for stuff 2 shelves actually, it's like a multi-layered, one for stuff that has to get reported into whatever app we're using for that specific collection, and then 2 for that has to just be put away.
So Cody, you also told me that you have a TCG player account and also an eBay. How difficult is that to kind of manage an online inventory along with your own collection and even like your full-time job?
So full-time job gives me headaches, right? Just kidding. I love my job. Love my team. I'm sure they'll see this somewhere because I love my team. Love my team. But so for me, right, the spreadsheet gives me the power to be able to really track everything. Mm-hmm. So the spreadsheet is dead accurate. Like it has to be, because if it's not, then I'm going looking for cards that I don't have or need cards that I shouldn't have. So I double, quadruple, triple check. Right. Not in that order, obviously, but at some point we triple, quadruple. We check it nonstop, right? Okay. Because we have to a point where when I was at PCG, we were doing a huge trade for some foils that I needed, and just to finish out some master sets. And I brought my whole thing of foils, and it's dead on.
Okay.
Like it has to be, because otherwise, without that type of organization, I wouldn't be able to do what I do.
So for those who are looking to start their own collection, let's say Lorcana, what advice would you give them?
There's a lot of things that can go right, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong, right? Stay organized. Enjoy the chase, right? Enjoy what you're trying to accomplish, and have fun with it, right? That's why we collect. I know sometimes, as a collector myself, it can get out of hand and it can seem like a full-time job, because it is, right? It's a full-time job, making sure, preparing, looking for the deals, all of that. But have fun with it, right? Make it an organized thing. Be organized. Be direct. Know what you're looking for, and set up like reminder alerts, right? So on Facebook, every time a shelf comes up in the area of 2 miles away, I get a notification. Technology these days make it so easy to track what you're doing. Whether it's a Google Sheets, the iCollector app is phenomenal. Google Sheets, documents, make sure that you know what you're getting, because there's nothing more annoying than double or triple buying something that you've already bought.
So there you guys have it. Cody shared with us some of his stories from the very beginning of collecting, such as when he was a kid, collecting a lot of McDonald's merchandise, all the way up to going to flea markets and fast forwarding to Lorcana, Gencon days when he was shopping around Walmart. So thank you, Cody, for sharing that opportunity with us. We will all see you guys in the next episode. And you did tell me that you have an arcade in the basement?
I do.
Is it cool if we check it out?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.